I thought pre-project, I was a man of my word. I thought I was being a man, like, all of those things that we think of ourselves until somebody sheds a light on and calls you out on your bullshit. Men don't call each other out on their bullshit in in normal society. You need somebody to call you out, tell you exactly how it is, where you're fucking up, what you're doing wrong, and how to fix it.
Hey, what's up? I'm Steve Eckert, United States Marine and instructor of the project. Welcome to another episode of the MDK Project Show. This is a show for men in search of meaningful transformations in their family, fitness, finances, and faith, so they could reach true fulfillment through hardship, sacrifice, suffering, and a little bit of pain, so that they can become an even better husband, father, leader, entrepreneur, and man. This week I have a very special guest, a graduate of class 006 of the project, Zavier Buzard. What's going on, Buzzard? How's everything going? Thanks for coming and joining us.
007.
Yeah, double. They think because they were class 7, it's just basically class 7. They go around, we're 007. They're the fucking cool ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you having me.
Awesome. So let's jump into it. Let's jump right into it. How old are you, first of all?
I'll be 26 next week.
Awesome. And where are you from?
Northwest Ohio.
And what do you do out there?
I'm a real estate investor, coach real estate investing, people getting into the game, and flip houses, buy rentals, and.
So how old did you say you were?
26. Well, I'm 25 right now. I'll be 26 in a week.
I'm trying to up that shit, but make that shit sound like it's older than it is. Were you 25 when you went through the project?
Yeah.
Or you?
Yep.
So 25 years old, you see this stuff online. Like, what makes someone at 25 want to go through the project? A lot of times, it's usually when guys get a little older in life, they realize, all right, I need some kind of change. I need this spark, or they're going through you want to call it a midlife crisis or some shit, or whatever it is. What made you do that at such a young age?
I've always been a high achiever, and I went and played college football for 2 years. I've succeeded in a lot of things, and part of it was inspiration to hit a next level. And I've been successful with business and multiple different areas of my life, and wanted to do something harder and do something that would challenge me and kind of hit that next level and grow more. But the other side of it, aside from the inspiration, was the desperation. I was finding myself getting comfortable and letting the little bitch voice get loud.
Motherfucker, you ain't even old enough to already have success and already starting getting comfortable. You're not even old enough to already be through those ways. But no, that's awesome that you had the self-awareness to figure that out. That you felt it coming on.
Yeah. Shit was sliding downhill, and was struggling with my relationship with my fiance at the time, and different things were going on. Business was plateauing, fitness was plateauing, and I was like, man, I need something to get me to that next level. I need to find that next level and get there. So it was a little bit of the inspiration and desperation to do something different.
Awesome. And how much time did you have in between when you signed up for the project and then your actual class? So what was the time frame in between?
There was a 4-month window in there. I think it was a January class got moved back to February, so it gave me a little bit more time to get in more shape and figure it out and get prepared for it. So
during that time, what was kind of going through your head when you were getting prepared? You got registered for it. It's like, all right, now this shit just became real. Now it's a real life commitment. You have a date. You know when it is. What was going through your head during that time in preparation, and how'd you prepare, and what were some of the fears, doubts, or uncertainty, or whatever that was going through your head at the time?
Man, I just started working my ass off, and I was doing like 2 days in the gym, just working out really hard, doing the workouts that you guys provided for us, and then, the online workouts and everything, and just getting prepared as much as I possibly could to make sure that my body wouldn't fail me. That was my only worry, is that, my body would break down. So I was making sure that I wouldn't cramp, wouldn't do anything like that. And from the start, from the time that I signed up, I got my value out of it right away just by being plugged into yourself, Ray, starting to really model you guys and see what you're all about and try to follow in those footsteps. And
don't model me, you'll be on a fucking straight one-way ticket to hell.
And being plugged into the other guys that were in the group. It was just a good network from the get-go, and we joined closely from the start, so that was huge.
So you signed up, and 4 months later, so in that 4 months, you're showing up a level or two above where you were when you first signed up. It's not like you waited to start leveling up when you showed up. You already started getting to it right away and leveling up. That's fucking awesome.
I wasn't working out at the time. I was kind of going down one of those ruts of not working out, not running, no cardio shape whatsoever. And I think it was the day after we got off the phone, I signed up. we had the 302, the PFT. And it was like 30 degrees in Ohio, and I went out and ran 2 miles and was dying, and that was kind of the kickstart to it, and just kept going from there. But yeah, definitely came in a couple levels higher than what I was at.
That's awesome. So, because people think all the time, they say, well, I can't pay so much money just for a 4-day event itself. Well, first of all, even if it was just 4 days, you still would get just those 4 days alone. Say that's all was included, that would still be a 10-to-1 return on your investment just on that. But you're now talking about 4 months in between of leveling up and coaching and guidance and preparation, relationship building, even some networking, and that's fucking awesome.
Yep. Right from the start, I was like, I felt great about, the price you pay for it. I was like, hell yeah, I got my value already out of it because it got me out of that rut. I was just in a dark spot in my life, and I was like, fuck, this already got me out of it. And then we haven't even started yet. And then the after effect post project is just 10 times even better. So
awesome. So once you show up to the project and you get out here and we're rolling, we're getting into things, what were some of the standout moments for you where either something funny that might have happened, or any stories you want to share, or just what was the highest level of suckery that you remember?
Man, I mean, right from the get-go, getting cuffed and stuffed and a hood on your head. But when we showed up, when you guys showed up at the hotel, like, it was fucking game on from there.
Is that when you first realized, like, all right, this
Yeah.
is more than just a fitness camp? Or
Yeah. When you showed up, I think you had a fucking Rambo knife the size of your leg strapped to your hip. I was like, oh shit, you show up all pissed off.
It's not true. It wasn't even real. It was a Nerf gun.
Yeah, it was a Nerf gun. But no, from start to finish, man, there were so many different times where it was like, holy shit, and how can we go even longer? And that was a big part that stood out to me as far as physically and mentally. The glass ceilings that you guys break the entire time, because you get to the point, we talk about the Goggins and the 40% rule and all that shit. You guys expose that as instructors to us, like, going through it. You don't think that your body can do anymore. When we were doing that, one of the hikes, I was like, we're going to go up this first hill and we're going to come right back down. We might do it 2 or 3 times. We did the whole fucking thing
with the gear.
Because
you already did it once before that without the gear, so you knew what it was like and what the hills were like, and then there's no way we're taking this stuff with us. That's just impossible.
Yep.
There's no way. We'll be here for weeks trying to figure that out, and somehow you figure it out.
Yep. We loaded up all that weight, and I was like, there's no fucking way we'll do this whole thing. And I'm thinking the first hill, this nice steep hill, that'll be about it. And we did the whole damn thing, but that broke that glass ceiling of, like, what is physically possible? What can we actually achieve, especially when we start working together as a team and communicating and doing all of the things that we know we should, and then figuring it out with all the weight and doing the extensive hike. It was impressive. That broke a huge glass ceiling for me.
Yeah, and not even just physically. That's even much more than physically, because before the physical thing even happens, you're thinking in your head, oh, that's not even possible. Now your things are coming around that everything's fucking possible. Like, what is impossible? It's a fucking art to think of nothing being impossible.
Yep.
It's a whole different shift of thinking. So what were some of the moments where you just had fucking fun, like where it was just a blast to you, like you just could live there?
The ocean, I enjoyed the hell out of the ocean. We got cut short there because it was freezing, and we didn't spend as much time as I would have liked to. I had a blast.
Because you motherfuckers started dropping like flies. We were just talking about it before the show. The bell ringer, it was like music nonstop. It was like my favorite fucking soundtrack was just playing at the beach. It was like a perfect fucking love story.
Yeah. You guys got us out of there early, and I had a blast in the ocean.
How can people not like that? Like, what a fucking gift that is. You're out.
Yeah.
It's not even that cold. First of all, it's not.
Right.
You already been in it. You're going in an ice tub. The ocean's nothing even close to that.
Yep.
Fucking nature out in the beach. Sun is fucking coming up. Watching the sunrise. Like, think about it. Like,
you gotta find beauty in the madness. And the other thing was the pit. We're fucking out there crawling through it, and I'm seeing pieces of glass, like big ass chunks of glass. I'm like, well, we're gonna get that out of there and throw it to the side so I don't have to crawl over it.
Motherfucker, I spent all night the night before strategically placing those shards of glass, and you just took all my work away.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to crawl over it, but I'm sitting there like seeing that shit and just, we're in it, and you got to stop and smell the roses sometimes and realize, like, there's very few times that we'll do this again in our lives. I mean, we could do it every day, but the fact that we're out here doing this is just, it was awesome. It was exciting. So I found the joy and the madness and that
the moment. Like, think about it. When you're crawling through the pit and you see this shard of glass in front of you,
yeah,
it's fucking the middle of the night. You might have been out there for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or something, or maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
What else in the world matters at that point? Like, not much. You know what I mean? You don't have any stress. You don't have to think about employees or struggles at work or you're fighting with your girlfriend or like nothing else. Like, everything becomes so clear. It's like, as chaotic and as violent and vicious as it is, it's like a fucking stillness to it. Like it's a moment of, it's like clarity. It's a deep thing. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I think that brings you to that project lens that we talk about, kind of seeing the world through a different view and a different lens. That's one of those big things about it. Everything slows down, everything stops, nothing outside in the world matters anymore for those 4 days. And that's a good perspective to have because nothing changes. You're just doing something different. You're more focused on something else, but I think it gives you that perspective of like, focus on what you're doing and don't worry about anything else because it's not going to matter. And it gives you that, like I said, perspective of just focus on what you're doing and get shit done. And
even if it sucks, and finding a way to enjoy it, have fun. Imagine that. Imagine the rest of the world, your competitors. There's shit out there that's just hard and grueling and scary. And all your competitors are fucking avoiding it, running away from it. And you're like, all right, that's the time to motherfucking strike. I'm going to charge towards the mouth of the devil. Everyone's running away from it. You're going towards the gunfire, and they're going away. That's a superpower right there. That's a competitive advantage to have over anyone.
Hell yeah. Yep. And a lot of it comes from the leadership from the top, all the instructors, in the way that you guys are modeling that and showing us how to do that, and then taking that and going into life and doing life, doing whatever you do on a day-to-day basis, but seeing that firsthand and then getting forced to do it and experiencing it, that's huge. So yeah, that's
awesome. So once you graduated, what were some of the immediate impacts that it had on your life? Like, first, what were you doing when you came into the project? You were doing your career was a little different at that point, right? When you first signed up for the project?
I was a realtor. I was still in the real estate industry,
own
but
company? Your own business?
No.
Okay,
nope.
So you were working for a company.
Yep. Working for a broker.
When you were at the project, you were still in that working for a broker?
Yes, I believe so.
So it's only been not too long since then. What's changed since then? What impacts has the project had on your talk about just career alone? What was the trajectory like for your career?
Yeah, so I went all in on working for myself, being a full-time investor, flipping houses, buying rental properties.
You said you were already pretty successful and doing well with the other way of doing it. Why would you even think that's uncomfortable? That's a little scary. That's not.
Yeah, the adversity side of it, of thinking of the what ifs, and we take those risks and things into consideration, but it's not really. I have more confidence in myself. I have more faith in myself. I know I can handle whatever is thrown at me, whatever I want to do. I can accomplish that. So, working for myself, it's not an issue. It's not something that I really think about as far as being an issue. So we'll just figure it out as we go. But yeah, I got into business for myself, just doing the flips and the rentals full time and making more money with it. I'm doing the coaching, teaching people how to get into real estate investing from a realtor perspective and an investor perspective.
That's almost two separate businesses, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, making a lot more money now and doing a lot more for myself, and working when I want to, how I want to, doing everything that I want to.
Fucking personal freedom. That's what everyone's after. That's fucking awesome. If we were sitting here and you never had gone through the project, and we were sitting here now compared to back then, would you still be at that same job probably? Or you think the project was the catalyst for saying, all right, now I have the confidence, the skills, the right mindset to make this jump? Because it's a big jump.
Yeah.
You have a good, decent paying job, young kid, like it's fucking life most people would kill for.
Right, yeah.
It just wasn't enough.
And there's that positive side of it, having the more confidence, more ability, dealing with the adversity. But there's also the other side of it with not being able to deal with other people's bullshit and not being able to control my situation and my my environment, the people that I work with, and I've gotten to the point where I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. So if somebody's not who I want to work with, I don't have to. And that came from the realization of some people suck. Some people don't have any attention to detail, and I'm just not going to work with those people because, now that I see things through that project lens, I want things done specifically and, attention to detail and done right. So it gives you a better vision, kind of what we were talking about before the show of you have a threshold of bullshit that you can deal with at a certain point. And now that, you can see that a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I got you. And so that's where you went as far as your career is concerned. How is the project helping you deal with outside of work on the personal side? So that's a professional side, because we have our 4 F-bombs, right? Family, fitness, finances, faith. The finances, you seem like you made those bold moves, took those big fucking risks you probably wouldn't have taken hadn't you gone to the project. So how about on the relationship side and personal side of things? How has your life been different since the project?
I think that's been the biggest part because, like I said before, my fiance and I we weren't on the same page pre-project. We were struggling. We weren't communicating. We were arguing and bickering, and I was just getting all in my head and flustered and frustrated with everything going on. You experience the level of adversity that you do at the project. Life is, for the most part, smooth sailing from there. And you
realize stupid shit you were probably making big deal out of. You're having to argue like, what a little bitch I was being, right?
Yeah, and I was being a little bitch. Wasn't being a man of my word, and came from the Cookie Monster experience. That was a big eye opener because I thought pre-project I was a man of my word. I thought I was being a man, all of those things that we think of ourselves until somebody sheds a light on and calls you out on your bullshit. You don't have that insight. You don't have that perspective from somebody else's. And I think that's a big thing that men struggle with is men don't call each other out on their bullshit in normal society.
You don't want to hurt anyone. You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You might hurt someone's feelings. You wouldn't want to ever do that.
Yeah, you need somebody to call you out, tell you exactly how it is, where you're fucking up, what you're doing wrong, and how to fix it. And that was a big thing for me that helped with my relationship of speaking your mind, telling
this is with
somebody
your fiance
what
you're talking about specifically, or
all relationships really, but mainly with her, my wife now. So it all worked out from there.
So you had a fiance going into the project. Now you have a wife. Usually it's the other way around. We try to convince the men don't do it. No, but seriously, you do. Sometimes you will be crawling to the pit, and you realize, it's your fiance. You're like, yeah, I am making the right decision to get married. But there are times guys are crawling through the pit, and their realization is the bitch got to go. Sometimes that's what comes up, and that's sometimes the right move to make. So glad you made that decision, and so now you're married. Awesome, good stuff. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, so what's it been like for you? You're now coming up on a year close to, right? Or close to a year.
In February.
So a few months off a year. What's it been like for you in that amount of time now to be part of the Brotherhood? How much connection and interaction have you had with the project since then? Has it been a part of your life, or it's now that it's done, it's kind of we just here and there? Or what's it been like for you?
It's a daily thing. Between the communicating with my direct class, with other brothers from other classes, with instructors, just being plugged into that outlet, if that's what you want to call it, of badass savage servants that get the fuck after it with whatever they're doing, faith, family, fitness, finances, and being in that realm and plugged into that. Between the communication and just the environment that we're in, it's an everyday thing. And then not only being plugged in and amped up and everything, but you fall down. You got something that comes up in your life, some issue. You reach out to whoever. There's 80 plus of us now. Everybody's there to help, to give some insight or have some sort of connection or ability to help with a situation, or whether it's an issue or an opportunity. So
now months later, 8 months, whatever it is, 8-9 months in your class, you're still having daily interactions with in some way or another with the project. That's fucking awesome. That's some powerful shit right there. That's some lifelong stuff of being surrounded by like-minded fucking savages. Some good stuff. And
I've taken trips to other brothers' houses and going on vacations, and had a couple of the guys come to the wedding, and seeing the families, and you feel like it's part of a family. Like there's a deep connection there that can't really be explained, but it can be felt with the other guys that
was
have
created
gone
in a few
through.
days, crawling through the fucking mud. Crazy
Yeah.
how that shit happens when you suffer together and go through some hardship and transformation together. That's some good stuff. So to wrap things up, what are a couple pieces of advice you'd have for these lucky individuals coming up that are going to be greeted tomorrow afternoon here for the next class of the project that you're here to help out with? You're volunteering a week out of your time to come help out with. So first, we appreciate that. Thanks for doing that. What are some pieces of advice you have for those men that are coming into this class tomorrow that are probably similar situations as you were, starting to slip up, get complacent, maybe they're down and out in some areas of life, whatever is, what's a couple pieces of advice you'd have for them?
So you've got a team right off the bat. I think that's a big thing that needs to be established from the start and needs to be focused on. You're not going to get anywhere through life and through the project itself by yourself. You're not strong as an individual, so you need to lean on your team and help your team, be a leader, and just don't fucking quit, put the fuck out, and do what you think would be right in that situation. Don't grovel to anyone. Mm-hmm. Don't be a little bitch. Be a man of your word. Like, stand the fuck up for yourself and don't quit.
And the first thing you said right off the bat, which is awesome, is establish a team. Realize that you're there going through this with other fucking people. Because what in life, no business you can you do it by yourself? Nothing can be done by yourself.
Right.
No matter how self-sufficient you are, motivated you are, disciplined, you want to be able to deal with certain things by yourself. But in the big picture, you can't do shit by yourself. And that's right off the bat. That's a great piece right there to think of. So good stuff. All right, that is another episode of the MDK Project Show. I want to thank Zavier Buzard again for coming to join us. Actually, how you say your name, Buzzard or
Buzard?
Buzard. Buzzard.
Right.
We'll stick with Buzzard. That's what I've been calling you the whole time. So it's fucking Buzzard. Thanks for joining us for another episode. If you got any pieces of valuable information here, I'm sure you did. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Make also sure to share this with the men in your life, whether it's your husband, your brother, your son, your father, that can use some leveling up in their family, in their fitness, in their finances, so they can become an even better husband, father, son, brother, leader, and just a better man in general. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching. You are fucking awesome. No excuses.